Welcome back to Black Hollywood Live. Next, where we talk to you about who's next up. You guys are not going to believe who we have in the studio today. She's Hollywood's funniest lady, and you can see her everywhere, whether it's your TV or on the big screen. It's Bresha Webb, you guys. And we're going to be talking a little bit about Tracy Morgan, some new music from Common, and of course, the wonderful Ice Cube. And last but not least, we've got some Louboutin news. I'm so excited. Stay tuned. All that and more right here on Black Hollywood Live next.
You are tuned in to Black Hollywood Live. Next.
Welcome back. I said black. Welcome black to back Hollywood. I can't even talk today. What's going on with me? I'm so excited, you guys. Welcome back to Black Hollywood Live. Next, I'm one of your hosts, Megan Thomas at Meg Scoop on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Periscope, Snapchat, wherever. Look me up. Find me. Because I want to talk to you. We have an amazing guest today. You've seen her on Meet the Blacks as Allie. You've seen her as I'm Unique. Love that girl. You've also seen her on Truth Be Told, one of my favorite shows. Give it up for the one and only Bresha Webb.
Hi.
Yay! Bresha, thank you for joining us.
Of course. I'm so excited to be here.
You're so
Thanks
cute.
for having me.
Every time I watch you, I always laugh because I feel like every character that you play, like that's a little version of yourself.
Yeah.
Even if it's like a stretched version.
Yeah, I'm very fortunate to be able to have a career where I get to show personalities and things that are in me. But yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, so you are currently in the new movie Meet the Blacks, which is out in theaters right now.
So funny.
We're going to talk about that because your role is hilarious. But before we get into that, let's talk about what's up in casting news. So Tracy Morgan, we know he had a really, really horrible crash. He almost died, but he has come back super strong because he's actually about to be in a movie called The Clapper, and that's with Ed Helms and Amanda Seyfried. So that's going to be going on. At the same time, he's going to be filming and going on a stand-up tour called Picking Up the Pieces starting in June. He's shooting a comedy pilot for FX this summer. He just wrapped Fist Fight with Ice Cube, and he's actually playing Red Fox in the new Richard Pryor biopic. He's on top.
That's amazing.
He had his crash and was like, y'all, the Lord still got use for me. I'm about to go hard.
I just really, I'm in awe of him and just how he came back.
Right.
Like I remember when he went on, I think it was the Oscars that year. And it was kind of hard to watch him put his words together because it was like a really dramatic, like really awful accident where he had to be in rehabilitation, all these things. And to see him have an awesome comeback, I'm just really happy for him. I know he's married now. He's so thankful. And I love the way I saw him on Oprah, actually, and he was talking about how he now has a new appreciation for life. And I think that's a great way to just reintroduce yourself as a new comic, just having a new appreciation on everything and how to make people laugh and your purpose. I just feel it now that he's always been funny, but now he has a purpose with his funny.
Exactly.
And that's what I'm excited about for him.
And we're going to see him in so many different roles. And I was like, Red Fox.
Yes, what? And Red Fox is one of my favorites. My grandmother, who I've never met, but she was also an entertainer, and she would open up for him.
Really?
Actually, Red Fox. So that's...
Wait, your grandmother was a singer?
Yeah, she was.
Okay, you better carry that through your genes.
I have a little voice myself.
I know you do.
But, I'm so excited about the legacy of that. Right. And also with Red Fox, shout out to Mike Epps. Yeah. He's going to be playing Richard Pryor. I'm so excited for him. And I like... just seeing the success that we've been having with Meet the Blacks, it's just so good to see him owning his comedy, and people are really getting excited.
Right. Well, let's talk about some new music that's coming out. So we know that in the past, Ice Cube and, of course, Common had some beef.
Really?
Yeah, they did, but they squashed the beef. They have a new song that's out. I love the song. It's called Real People, and it's for the new Barbershop movie that's coming out, Barbershop: The Next Cut. Let's listen to that really quick.
Stand by.
Okay. Well, while we're waiting for that, let's talk about the new movie. It comes out on the 15th.
Yeah, I was at the premiere.
How was it?
Amazing, so much fun.
Right.
Everybody anybody was there.
Yeah.
Martin Lawrence sat behind me, and it was so good to see him. Just everybody was there.
That was like it. Also in Meet the Blacks, I noticed that, as well as in the new Barbershop. I feel like there's so many special appearances by so many people that you wouldn't even expect.
Yeah. It's amazing. It's a wonderful message, the movie. It's funny. It has a lot of heart. Yeah, and the performances were great. I think it's going to, reignite that legacy that Barbershop has,
Right.
with all of the shout outs and so many like comebacks and little funny things that happened in the first and second one. And now with the third one, it's fresh blood. It's introducing you to.
Exactly. Well, let's go ahead and listen to the music right quick. Let's go.
Come with it.
The only race on the planet is the human one.
Real talk.
Spread love.
We used to fight and fuss. We used to yell and cuss. We used to cock and bust. Now look at us. We done turned to ashes and dust to dust. I should have turned the cuz and returned the love. I should have passed the bud to all the bloods and leave them slugs with the pigs in the mud. Who the fuck turned Tupac into a thug? All I used to get was a pound and a hug.
That's awesome. Like
It's a message,
Right.
And that's what I really appreciated about the movie and just the force behind it. It's like you're seeing all these beautiful people and people that we admire and for their work that they do on screen, but they're also, talking about Chicago and Chirac and that
Right.
whole issue with the Bloods and the what's it, King Lords? I know it's
the Vice Lords.
Vice Lords and
yeah.
all of that, and I won't tell the movie, but they're talking about it, and the music reflects that.
I love it. I love it. And that gives you, I have such an NWA vibe from that. Like, you
yeah.
feel like we're changing
thugs
things.
grown up.
Right.
We are now looking back at all the crap that we've done, and now we rise above it, and we want to touch you.
You better preach that.
We
then.
want to help you.
All right now. Preacher. Preacher.
That's what they're doing.
All right, let's talk about the next big thing. So, have you ever had any nude shoes or nude pantyhose and they weren't really your color because you weren't that color nude?
Oh yeah, struggle.
It's a struggle, right?
It's a struggle.
Finally, Louboutin has decided to make nude shoes in every shade.
Well, it's about time.
shade. And I'm like, why is it taking so long?
I'm not pink.
Right. Why is it taking so long? There's 7 new nude shoes. So they
Perfect.
range from the very light to the very dark. There should be a nude shade of shoes for you. They range anywhere from $5.95 to $8.75. Mm-hmm. And this was created after one of the workers at Louboutin said, I don't think beige really matches everybody's skin tone. You don't think, right? We
let the cat out the bag.
Right. So, of course, those shoes can come in ballet flats, T-strap pumps, or half dorsey pumps. So you can get a variety.
Well, Kelly Rowland, she has a new line that's
Yes.
specifically for brown girls. And it's really talking about our nudes. And I know that there is now a hosiery line.
Yeah.
And a bra and all of that. And so I think the buzz of all of that, and they know we sisters, we love a shoe.
Right.
Okay?
We'll buy your shoes
We
now.
will buy your shoes.
We'll spend
we will
this
support.
$8.75.
Okay, we like a red bottom because we need everybody to know.
Right.
I paid a lot of money for this shoe. Don't step on me. So I think it's just a part of. I commend Louboutin for following the trend, and I hope that all the other brands can follow suit.
Right.
I mean, for people in their price range, Steve Madden. Hello.
Get it together.
Get it together. Come through. Jessica.
Right. So if you want those shoes, sorry, you can't get them right now. They're actually sold out for 4 of the colors. And I'm assuming they're the darker colors because girls are like, what? You got my color
Yes.
now?
Right.
I'm buying those.
I'm buying those.
So, yeah.
I only wear the Gucci sandals because that was the first time I found a brown nude
That
sandal
matched.
that matched. And I was
Right.
like, oh my God, I can wear them for everything.
Right.
But still.
Now you have Louboutins.
Yes.
All right, perfect. Let's talk about you a little bit, Brescia. I know you're from Baltimore.
Yes.
Did
I
you
am. Thank you for saying it right.
See, I know, because one of my friends is from there. She was like, it's not Baltimore.
It's not Baltimore. It's Baltimore.
Baltimore. Yeah.
Thank you.
It's a soft T.
Soft T, hard D.
There you go.
No D there.
Okay, so did you always know that you wanted to be an actress growing up?
Yeah, I was always very different.
How did you know?
Well, I just came out. My parents said I just came out ready to just tap dance and tell jokes and do all this stuff. And then, of course, my mom was a dancer, and I wanted to do what she did. And I talked way too much in dance classes. And most of my friends are dancers, but they're very tight. We have jokes and stuff, but they're very tight. And I was the goofball.
Right.
And so my mom, my parents were just like, wow, she's different. So we should definitely put her in some classes. So I went to Baltimore School for the Arts, and you know, that's just what erupted this whole thing, you
Right.
know, and then it was like, you have to go audition and go to college, and here we are, long journey, but we are here.
So then what made you say, I'm going to go to school in California, in LA?
Well, I knew I wanted to be on TV. That was very specific.
Mm-hmm.
But my dad wouldn't let me come to LA.
Really?
Yeah, I have parents, you know,
Right.
and so they're like, "You going where?" With what money? You know, just built. But you know, my dad didn't. He wanted me to get my education, and I had opportunities to go to New York or Philadelphia UArts, and I said, "What about this school in California?" You know, because that's one step closer to LA. So I knew a couple people there, and so I auditioned, got in, got some scholarships, and rest is history. Got my BFA. There you go, Daddy. And when they came to my graduation, I said, "Another surprise! I got an apartment and an agent." Wow! They were like, "Yeah, you good."
Right.
So,
Did they, or were they cool at that point with letting you do your dream?
Yeah, it was like, it's already done.
Right.
You know, I'm a Taurus, so I'm like,
Me too. High
yay! You
five.
know, I just do it.
Right.
I'm a bull, so I'm not going to be like, no. I've already made my mind up.
Right.
I've saved up my ducats. I'm here. My mom stayed with me for a week. I'm very thankful for that. And met my agent and hugged him and prayed over him, because that's the kind of family I come from.
Amen.
And yeah, the rest is history, and we're still building. But you know, I'm very blessed for my journey so far.
That's awesome. And you've had such a great journey so far. And I know in 2008, you landed the role of Penny in The American Mall.
Oh my God, take it all the way back.
All the way back. So you had to sing. That was your first time singing and dancing on TV, right?
Yeah.
How was that? Because I know we don't really see you doing that.
No, I mean, there are so few opportunities, you know, like there's a musical, like unless you are on Empire.
Right.
Yeah, that was one thing where I was like, I can do this, you know, and I knew I was funny, and I can dance a little bit, you know,
Right.
I can point a toe, you know, and do a plie and a strange over there. But yeah, the singing came very easy because I come from a singing background and family, so I'm raised in church, so they were like, oh, she's got soul.
What's your favorite hymn?
My favorite
Like if you
hymn,
have to like that go-to hymn.
Oh gosh, blessed assurance, Jesus is mine. Oh, what a foretaste of glory divine. Yeah,
I was gonna jump in with you, but I can't really sing.
it's okay.
So it takes me a second to warm up. You know, the vocal cords take a second. Just kidding. Just kidding.
I haven't sang all. I'm like, I hope that wasn't too.
No, that was
raspy.
like amazing.
Oh yeah.
Are we gonna see you singing in more stuff?
I don't think people know I can sing. Really,
I think you should just like do every day. You should do like a singing like every Wednesday or something. Like Brisha sings and like do a
But
song.
I think that's kind of annoying. Like,
No.
I see people do that. I'm like, okay, thank you.
I would always because I'd be like, oh my gosh, she's amazing.
Oh really?
Brisha, I didn't know you could sing.
Hello.
Yes, you should sing more. Let the world
Okay.
know.
All right, that will be for my dad because that's my dad's dream.
See, there you go, girl. You better let him be happy. Okay. So, all right. So that same year, you also had your first recurring role as Dr. Laverne St.
Yes,
John
on ER.
On ER. That was legendary because you worked with Angela Bassett, Mekhi Phifer. What was that like for you?
Amazing. I mean, just getting the role itself was amazing.
Right.
It just was a dream come true because I grew up watching ER. I was inspired by it, and then working with Mekhi. He's a friend of mine now, and I made so many friends. We both have a friend in common, Angel
Yeah.
Akita Moore Tanksley. I said our whole government.
Yes. Hi, Angel.
Hey girl. So I made so many wonderful friends, and then when they were thinking, I was only supposed to do 4 episodes, and I ended up staying for 2 seasons.
Right.
And so they found out that I was a fanatic, crazy, in love with Angela Bassett. And so one of the writers saw me like flipping out that I heard that she was coming to set just to check it out. Like she hadn't really signed on yet. It was just like,
Yeah.
let me check things out. I was having an asthma attack. So I believe that they wrote me in and kept putting me in scenes just to see me flip out because they had done 15 seasons of it.
Right.
So it's like we had so much fun on set. And the energy and the love on set was what made it so fun, you know. And I think the same energy from that is on Grey's Anatomy, and I think that's why it's been so successful. It's a great ensemble.
Exactly.
ER
And
a lot of
speaking of Grey's Anatomy, you've done Private Practice, Grey's Anatomy, ER. What is the difference with these doctor shows? With these 3 doctor shows, since you've been on all 3, what's the difference between them?
Oh gosh. Well, I mean, Private Practice, that was very specific. I mean, it was what's her name? The lead in that. I mean, she just has such a
Addison.
You know, she has such a compelling storyline.
Yeah.
And it was so hot and sexy. It had so much going on.
Uh-huh.
But I think it goes to you know, you can identify with it as a woman and the love interest and the sexual, you know, tension that you'll have in the doctor's office. Like I had a love chemistry with another doctor, and you know, it was like so much nastiness and trying to save lives. You know. So I think women and men identify with that. When you come home, you just want to see the messiness you wish you could start at work.
Right. But you don't want to lose your job.
You don't want to lose your job, you know? We have laws.
Right. So you've done, I mean, those were more, I would say, dramatic roles, but you have seemed to veered more towards comedic stuff. Mm-hmm. Do you feel like you're more of a comedic actress or a dramatic actress?
Well, I just want to be known as a well-rounded actress, a great actress, and be, in this industry doing good work. That's really all I want. But I love that I'm being looked at as a comedic actress, because I feel like doing comedy is a little bit more. It's hard at times, because it tells the truth instantly. Yeah. So I'm very thankful and blessed that I've been able to show both of my range. I just hope going down the line more, I'll get to show both halves. I'm really thankful to have been a part of. Love That Girl, because working with Bentley and them, that was like my first comedy.
Yeah.
I've always been a goofy type of person, but I came in the game being that crying teenager with a crying baby and pregnant all the time. Not in real life, just on TV. I've had several children. But, just something about my face just says
mom.
Weep. And it just says
weeping mom.
Weeping mom, and that's cool. Teenage hardships. But anyways, just having the opportunity to be funny was really awesome. And Bentley, taking me under his wing, and Martin Lawrence both of them making me go on stage and do stand up.
Yeah.
Made me meet Tone, and Tone Bell, who I was on Truth Be Told.
Right.
And, I've met so many good friends, and colleagues now that I've worked with. Marlon, and I'm on his show now on NBC. And so that's all great. But, I've had my journey, and I'm happy to have had it so far, but the comedy is just taken off. So I'm here for comedy. I can do jokes and all of that.
So that's so how did you get into stand-up comedy? Someone told you had to go do it?
At my audition at Love That Girl, they wanted me to come in for Tatiana Ali's role, and I was like, but this is Tatiana Ali, though.
Yeah.
Stop playing with me. So, so I was like, I want to go in for I'm Unique. And they were like, no, we have already in our minds who I'm Unique is. It's like a Shanae character. I said, well, just give me a moment and let me perform. And so I did it, and they were like, wow, can you go on stage? Because he just saw so much potential in me. And he was like, go on stage, because you got this, but I want to see more from you. So, and it took me on a whole nother journey, and I started going on stage with Angel and my friend Denora, and we started doing sketches and all kinds of stuff. And that's when I did Shit Tiny Says for YouTube. And that got a lot of buzz. And, it was just fun. And I was, creating my own lane and my own voice through it. And it was very empowering, And so I say to anybody out there, if you want to do something and it's out of, it's really your passion, just go ahead and do it. I just started doing something different than my agents and anyone else had really seen me do. And, before that, it would have been something completely different. I don't know where I would have been if I would have I would just be doing like TV dramas and stuff, which is great. But comedy is a lot more like me, and I like doing both. But I'm enjoying comedy right now.
I know when I saw you doing dramatic roles, I was like, oh my gosh, you're amazing, Brescia.
Thank you.
You're amazing.
You're
I
amazing.
love you even more in the comedic stuff, because I feel like that's just you.
Yeah, well, I mean, we go through heartache too. But I love comedy, and it's so much fun for me too, and it's just a different way of expressing myself.
Right, and you've done so well, because it was released that you were one of the few finalists for Saturday Night Live.
Yeah,
which is awesome. What was that audition like? What did it consist of?
The process was, pretty crazy, but through it all, I'm very happy. I was one of the chosen ones that were able to go out and meet Lauren Michaels and Seth and everybody. I mean, it was amazing, and we had such a camaraderie, that we, I remember praying together with all of the girls, and we were just like so happy to be there and be a part of this moment. And I'm so happy for Shashir and all the work that she's doing.
Absolutely.
And now you see Leslie, and she's taking over. She's in Ghostbusters, and I'm just so happy to be a part of that group.
Right.
Yeah, it was a lot of great people in that group. So, we're all doing very well. And so I'm so thankful.
Job.
Yeah, and then I got to work with Lauren again for HBO. It was on another project, but he remembered me. And I got to do Brothers in Atlanta for HBO that isn't coming out anymore, but it was just full circle for me. And I was like, maybe that wasn't for me, but I still planted my seeds.
And that's good.
And that's
what
great.
you need. Mm-hmm. That's what you need. And so let's talk about you being on TV One for Love That Girl. Mm-hmm. How did you pick the I'm Unique character? Because I'm Unique is a hot mess.
Hot mess.
Hot mess. And at the time when the show came out, there was nobody like, it was very Shanae-ish. There was nobody else on TV that was like this.
No, and it threw people off a lot.
How did you do it?
Well, I mean, I identify with her. At some point, I am from Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
I have cousins and friends. That person really does exist.
She
I
does.
would put them on blast of who I was really acting like. But that person does exist, and I identify with her and just her struggles and just wanting to have fun and and get what she wants right now.
Right.
And I had so much fun with the wigs, the hair. But the people that enjoyed her, they have been, thank you so much for the people that love that girl and that stop me all the time and say, oh my God, are you that girl from Love That Girl? So thank you, because that is a part of my journey. And I'm so proud of the work that we did. And it really taught me and gave me a lot. It was the first time I got to be a leading role, in our our third and fourth season that we did. We did 32 episodes, and it was me and Phil and Alfonso and the core group, and I was carrying the scenes, so that was from the fans. The fans demanded I'm Unique to be, in more stuff, and I just really applaud all of you guys and thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I got to be Lucille Ball.
Right.
I got to have fun and be people that I love to watch and do things and improv, and it was so much fun.
So then you transitioned from that over to network television, NBC's Truth Be Told.
Yeah.
Had a lead role.
Yeah.
As Angie. I love that show, by the way. You can check out all the recaps on AfterBuzz TV. I'm on there.
Yeah.
For Truth Be Told.
Aww,
we did. We
yay.
loved it. We had a fun time.
Thank
talking
you.
about the show.
It was so many topics.
Right.
And shout out to DJ Nash, who is our creator, Pam Fryman, who is our director and executive producer, and of course, Will freaking Packer.
Yes.
And Corinne Huggins. We had such an amazing team around us, and they made sure that we went directly for the messages,
Right.
that we wanted to tell and the stories we wanted to tell. It was so important. The Kiki episode and, what happens when you find out your husband who's black dated a white woman, what does that do to the relationship?
Right.
It was some really, important stuff that we were trying to get out there and have conversations about, and I think it did. And it was great to see people take in new couples,
Right.
and seeing them figure it out. So I hope they still develop a show like it, or we get to tell that story somewhere again.
No, I hope so, because it's a really good show. And I just loved the dynamic. Even, I remember going on the NBC Press Day red carpet and interviewing you and Vanessa together.
Yeah.
And it seemed like you guys had been friends forever already.
Oh, yeah, that's my homie. That's my homie.
I know.
It was just one of those things when we all got together. Tone and I already knew each other, but when Mark Paul came in, it was just love.
Were you like, Zach Morris?
I did, and I
Oh, yeah.
screamed it in his face.
He
and
probably hates that.
No, you know what? He was so welcoming with it because he was like, that's a part of my journey.
Right.
And I'm thankful for it. And so I was like, that's really dope,
Yeah.
that you own it. He was like, I did that when I was a kid.
Yeah.
He's like, and I made it, and I'm still here. And so I celebrate that. I say, yeah, MP, you better be grounded. But, Vanessa is amazing. I love my baby Vanessa and her whole family, and we all became family. And so
good.
that love just came through the screen.
Yeah, it definitely did. It definitely did. And so you were also in Ride Along 2 with Kevin Hart and Ice Cube.
Yes.
What was that like? That's probably a funny set.
Oh, so fun. I didn't get to play with Ice Cube. It was really just a last minute thing. And Will, I was on set and he was like, you mind coming in and doing this for us? And I was like, are you kidding me?
Right.
So it was a lot of fun, and I just got to come in and do my thing and play. I had no idea it was going to be in the beginning of the film and opening up with Ken Jeong, but I am just I'm still like, oh my gosh, that's such a big moment. And it got it ready for Meet the Blacks. So I'm so happy.
Right. Is there ever a role that you would say I can't take?
Yeah, well, there's always negotiations, but there's some roles where if the message isn't clear, or if it's like, it's so far removed from something that I believe in, then I can't.
Right.
I can't stand by that.
Right,
If I'm just taking my clothes off for no reason or something, and just hoe number 2. I can't be hoe number 2. I've come too far to be hoe number 2.
Right. Too far. And plus your mom and daddy. ain't gonna have you being
Deacon
hoe.
and Deaconess, they will not fall for hoe number 2.
My mom and dad are deacon and deaconess.
See?
Yeah, they're not gonna play that.
They're not going to play that. But they say, if you take your clothes off, let it be for a purpose. You
Right.
you Eartha Kitt.
Right.
You Diana Ross in the Vogue magazine.
Right.
Like that stuff. That's okay. So we have guidelines there. We have, little red tape.
Okay, that's good. And so we can currently see you in Meet the Blacks.
Absolutely.
You play Allie, who is another crazy nut job.
Yes. She's fun.
How much fun was that? Because you don't typically see too many Black characters or a story of Black people around anything horror-ish.
Yeah.
Scary.
And that was a joke.
Right.
Because you'd never see Black people in that situation.
Right.
Really even taken seriously. So, because we would never be there in that situation.
Exactly.
But that was it was such a funny set. And it was silly. I cannot believe there is a film that is being shown right now, because I don't even remember them pressing record or
Right.
action. I just remember us running around and having so much fun. I'm so excited to be possibly doing a Meet the Blacks too.
Yay.
So thank you. If you haven't seen it, go out and see Meet the Blacks right now. I'm telling you, laugh your tails off, and tears will flow. It's
Yeah.
funny. And it's scary too, but no, mostly it's really funny. It's unapologetically just ridiculously funny. So go check it out.
Check that out for sure. And then you mentioned earlier that you have a pilot coming out with Marlon Wayans called Marlon.
Yeah.
On NBC.
Yeah.
What can you tell us about it?
It's about his life being a dad. Marlon, you always look as the little brother
Yeah.
of the Wayans brothers, and he has kids.
Yeah.
And it's telling his life about how he is married, and now they're divorced, and now they're just trying to raise their family in this partnership, and how that works. Because she's wanting to move on, but he's maybe not open to that just yet.
Okay.
And I feel like it speaks volumes right now in just the society that we're living in now that isn't so traditional.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited for those conversations that we'll have. And I play the character Essence Atkins is his wife. I was just having lunch with her, and so we were gabbing. And so I love you, Essence. And I play her best friend, also Marlon's nemesis. So I'm always with him. And so
Right.
it's so funny. He's brilliant in it. And of course, their chemistry is just off the charts.
I cannot wait to see this.
No, it's so funny.
Risha, all the stuff that you do is really, really funny. So as you're saying this, I'm like, oh, is this like more of a sitcom, like 90s? Like, you remember in the 90s, there were tons of sitcoms like Rock, and
Yeah.
is it taking us back to that era?
It's definitely a sitcom.
Okay.
But it has a new flavor to it. I don't think we could ever go back to the 90s
Right.
and have that ching type of thing. We've just kind of we're elevating to a new place now, where we like those single cam moments and those silent times that we can have, that we don't, the music isn't going to play.
Right.
We're not going to do that. But it's definitely really funny and has some edge to it. And I think the audience will really, respond well to that. I'm
So-
hoping.
Oh, we will, definitely. When is it coming out, by the way? Do we know yet?
We're waiting for pilot pickup season, which is next month. So lift a prayer for us.
Will do. Add you to the prayer list, everyone. All right. Who's your dream person to work with, or dream role?
My dream role, I don't know. I get asked this all the time. What's my dream role? What's the person I love to work with? I love to work with Taraji. I love to work with Whoopi Goldberg. I love to work with Tracy Ullman. I mean, the people
Wow, Tracy Ullman.
I love her
that's a good
so
one.
much. I've always wanted to do a one-woman show, and I'm right now developing that now, where I can do my characters and stuff like that. But I grew up watching, Bette Midler and their one-woman shows, and
Right.
Tracy Ullman, and getting to play with just such women. I love men. I love improv and that whole thing. But there's something about a woman that owns her funny, and those three for me have always been top of the charts for me. And there's so many more, but I'd love to work with anyone. I won't say anyone, but I have my tops. But I'm so thankful that I've been able to meet a lot of people that I've always admired, and so that just
such a
blows me
blessing.
away.
Such a blessing.
I can't wait to work with all of them.
I know you've had such a blessed career, but you also give back. You are also a blessing to other people, and I know you've worked with Black AIDS Institute and Dress for Success. Why is giving back so big for you?
Because I just believe you have to give. You can't truly receive until you give back. So my passion is working for people with living and dealing with HIV and AIDS awareness and spreading that around, so we can have less cases of HIV cases to even report, especially in our community. Also, children, and working with teens and inspiring the youth, and so much of what I am is I'm a product of after-school programs. I'm a product of mentorship. So I want to do that, and I try to do that as much as possible to be a blessing, because I was truly blessed by so many other people that, taught me, outside of school how to, look at speeches. I was doing, speech competitions and those kind of things that just help you develop to be a well-rounded person.
What do you do when you're at home by yourself? Like your hobbies?
My hobbies?
Yeah.
I do Instagram way too much.
Who's your favorite? What's like your guilty Instagram page that you go to?
A lot of the fashion blogs. I don't know a lot of them off the top of my head. I just know it pops up and I get really excited. And I get ideas about what I'm going to wear, and then I don't buy anything.
Right.
I just follow friends, and, I look at that, or I'm always catching up on my DVR, so I watch a lot of TV.
What's your favorite show?
I'm digging Underground. I'm so mad. O.J. Simpson. What is that? The crime story.
The People versus O.J. Simpson.
My God.
That was really
Anthony Hemingway.
Yes, he's an
He's
amazing
amazing. He's amazing. And all the performances. I mean, Courtney B. Vance. I was watching the season finale the other night, and I was like, this is so good.
Right.
All of them. I mean,
so good.
Such great performances from everyone.
So,
yeah.
So when you're watching these shows, are you watching them with a special significant other?
Yeah.
You are?
Yeah.
What is it like dating in Hollywood? Is it hard?
It's hard. And it takes work, to find someone that is of your liking.
What would you say are the 3 top traits for a significant other? For you?
For me?
Yeah.
We have to have the same faith.
Okay.
That's number 1. And 2, I have to be attracted to you, and passion for what you want to do, and passion for me.
I like that. Very good. Very simple. And so, what other upcoming projects do you have going on right now?
I'm about to start an indie film directed by Matthew Cherry called How to Die Happy.
Shout out to him, by the way. Just got signed with ICM, I believe,
Yes,
right?
he did. Yes,
Congratulations.
he did. Congrats, Matthew. He woke me up at like 9 o'clock. I was like, I'm not up yet. I don't have an appointment this morning yet. But shout out to him. So we're building that right now. And I think we start filming next week. And it's some names already attached. I'm playing the lead, and it's a dark comedy.
Okay.
It's definitely got those dark moments that I can really go back to my, dramatic roots.
Okay.
And definitely, some space for improv and, some funny heart moments as well. So, I'm hoping to go to Sundance with that.
Look at you, Brescia. All right. Well, before we get out of here, what is one piece of advice you wish you would have had at the beginning of your journey?
At the beginning? I would say stay open, but I already kind of knew that. But that's what I would say. You come into this industry with my focus. I want to do this, and this is who I want to be like, But if you're open to other possibilities, so many more just opportunities can come your way. Like I remember at one point I wasn't working, I was down for a second after doing a couple of shows, and I was wasn't bored, but I was doing stand-up, and I was open to that. You know, I just said yes. You know, Shonda Rhimes always talks about being open to yes. And so I was doing stand-up, and I was introduced to this person, and, you know, I started hosting on E! And doing correspondent work. And then that led into meeting other producers and things like that. And then I was like, wow, I really would like to produce. And I want to produce content where I can, you know, create things like Black Hollywood Live or, you know, films that I want, you know. So now I'm really focusing also on producing. And so I don't know if I would have taken that hosting opportunity and being open to stand up and meeting all these wonderfully talented people and wanting to let them have a voice as well, that has really made another passion come out, you know. So just be open to anything. So you might come out here for acting and you might be able to do that, and hopefully you will, but also be open to other things in the industry, you know. You never know how, you know, what this career is going to open up to.
I love it. Thank you so much, Brescia. Before we go, where can all of your fans find you?
I mean, it's pretty simple. I'm on Twitter. All of my things are all the same. It's Brescia Webb, BRESHAWEBB, and that's on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, all of that.
All of that. And you can find me, Megan Thomas, at Meg Scoop on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all of that other stuff too, okay? Make sure you guys use the hashtag BHL Next with your comments. We want to see who you want to have on this show next time, right here. We love you guys. Have a great week. Bye.
Thank you.
From executives Kevin Undergaro, Dario Christie, Tiana Hobson, and the entire BHL staff, we would like to thank you for supporting Black Hollywood Live, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. For questions and comments, contact us. info@blackhollywoodlive.com. Like us on Facebook, tweet us, or Instagram us at BHL Online. And I am the official voice of Black Hollywood Live, Scipio. Instagram me at KingXOBay. Thanks for tuning in.
Hollywood Redefined.
The views expressed here are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.